I'm running out of steam, baby. All right, I take a break. You should have heard me earlier. Anyways, hello, welcome to my bedroom. This is COVID-19 Central for rock and metal guitar players. Not entirely sure. I can read your questions if there are any. If you could give me somewhat of a thumbs up or thumbs down as to how the sound is, that would be nice. If you can hear the guitar playing. While I'm here, we might as well do some guitar stuff or talk about some guitar things. Let's see what we got. Mistable. Hello. I said your name wrong. Tough shit. Adrian, what's up? Matthew, Doug's Vibrato Hill has been fucking insane. Thanks, dude. We've got Cat Squirrel, Steve Baccanis, Jim's Corner, Tom Liddell. How is you? I'm good. And here we are. So let's either talk about guitar or something. Actually, we'll make this my fact thing as well. So if you got any sort of question, ask me, and I'll play guitar a little bit. What are some of the licks that transformed your playing? Well, the first lick I learned when I was, 14 or 15 was this guy. In E. And the picking on that is down, hammer, pull off, down, down. So there's 2 downs in a row. You can get going. So that's all I had. It was just like. And then I'm going to turn up the guitar a little bit. And then I saw someone somewhere, and instead of doing the G string at the 14th, they did the G string at the 15th. Now, what's cool about that is that instead of playing it on the 15th of the G, you can just play it on the 11th of the B. That way you can get like left hand things into it. You can pick every note if you want. You can change the order of the notes. That's where you're don't like that, you do it backward. You don't like that, you legato. And either go ascending or descending. I think all Eddie Van Halen did was for like E minor pentatonic runs, is that he would use use that pattern. Like, Dimebag's done it. He got it from Eddie. So it's a little bit outside, a little bit not. And like I said, if you don't like doing this way, you can do 12, 15, 16. That kind of thing. Now, you can also take that lick, then you can get into the blues thing and go like, the picking on that's interesting. I'm just using the high E. High E, hammer on from nowhere on B, 15 down to 12, and then a downstroke on that guy. You might want to bar everything with your third, or with your first finger. Or you can go move that up 2 frets. And that's blues. This. Now, if you don't like the way that feels, you can take that and put it across. Whoops. Put it across 2 strings, which is going to be. We'll put it in E again. Some people may not like the way that feels. Do it here. So it's 15, 17 down, up, 16. I'm sorry, shit. 17, 15 on the B, down, up, 16, 15 on the G. But there's obviously a tonal difference from Ooh, okay, here we go. What are some of the licks that transformed your playing? Wait, this is garbled? The sound is garbled? That's a bit of a fucking worry. Hello. Are you still into him, or did you kind of move past? Yeah, look. What to come restring my Floyd? Hold on. I can't get that one too fast. What's your Van Halen? Okay, fuck. All right, everybody, slow down. I'm going back up to answer questions. A little garbled, huh? That's got me worried. Do some Van Halen. Dude, when do I not do Van Halen? Roman Delight is one of my favorites. Okay, here we go. So yeah, that first lick was the one I got into, and you just see other people, like, you know, Gary Moore does the same thing here. If it's garbled, I'll turn it down. But when Gary Moore did it, he'd go like this. Instead of going, I think he used a second. He'd use a second finger, man. That's bizarre. You watch that one video where he's got on the like the red leather jumpsuit. Yeah, I think that's the one. Anyways, let's answer some questions. Being Van Halen, do you still? Yeah, look. At work, I listen to the first 4 Van Halen albums. I don't go into any of the Van Hagar stuff because I don't like any of it except Amsterdam. Amsterdam's a good song, but like, and we're talking 80s. I started not listening to Eddie after I heard like George Lynch Talking, and I moved on from there to Racer X and the Cacophony stuff. So when I was growing up, it was always find the heaviest band you can with the best lead guitar player. And like the closest I kind of got was Testament, because Alex Skolnick is a badass. But what I really wanted was like George Lynch and Anthrax. Wait, did I said Testament, right? Sometimes I get so excited. Sounds wise, don't sound bad. Okay, Sizzlin, what's your favorite Pantera solo? Oh fuck, I don't know. I don't think I have one. I mean, they're all good. Fuck, I don't know. Pantera solo. There you go. You know, I'm just gonna say, I'll do some Michael Schenker MSG licks. I don't know any. I don't know enough about that guy. Any reason why he would use his second finger? No, but I noticed for like 1-3 when you're doing stuff, we'll do it in E minor again, just because it's easy and everybody knows where it's at, or E. Dorian, whatever. Any sort of lick where you've got this 12, 14, 15. I think you can get more power. You just get that kind of thing, and that's just those two, you know. And I was doing stuff like that forever, and then I saw Gilbert use his pinky so much, and I wasn't using my pinky at all. And I was about, I don't know, 18, or yeah, about 18, whenever that Intense Rock video came out. So I'm like, well, you got to get your pinky in there. So, and you also have to be careful, because what you do sitting down might be different from what you do standing up. So some things feel more comfortable. But like if you're playing this type of thing in A down here at the 5th fret, I could see why you would do that. Don't know any Michael Schenker. I know he's a great guitar player. Close up of your vibrato, and how did it evolve? It evolved when I listened to the first Dawkins album. In fact, my favorite Lynch solo is probably "Live to Rock, Rock to Live," and my favorite part is this. Whoops. And I like that because all A minor. I like that little space. And then he goes, he puts that note in there. When it should be. That makes sense. That to me doesn't. I don't know. I just think sometimes being slightly out of key for just a second or whatever out sounds fucking mad. Oh, so close up of my vibrato. Okay, so there's two ways to kind of do vibrato, and I'm not going to go through all the circular vibrato and all that bullshit. But I mean, when I was growing up, it was you want to hit an E, so you start down at the D and you go up to the, and you have that much. You've got a full. And vibrato wise, obviously with the high E and the B string, you have to bend up. So what I'm doing now is and obviously all the other ones, G, D, whatever else, the remaining 5, 6, 7, whatever, I bend toward the ground. So these days, I just hit the note I want to hit. So if it's an E note, there's where I'm at. None of this bending up or any of that bullshit. I also like whammy bar. Because with whammy bar vibrato, you have the note, you're bending a little bit above and a little bit below because you're pushing and pulling. So you're getting that. When you're going from D to E, here's the note, you're going there. There's your vibrato there. If you're hitting just the note, you're actually hitting the note and higher. Whammy vibrato, I love it. And I also love doing the Holdsworth thing where which is it's a Vi thing, it's a Holdsworth thing. I mean, if you want to fucking fight about who did what when, get the fuck out of here. I love the way that sounds. I love Holdsworth. I like Vi, whatever. Have you heard any of the New Testament yet? No, I haven't, but I will endeavor to get onto that absolutely 100%. Domination solo. Yeah, it's cool. Do I know Mr. Scary? Nope. You were into Icon. What about King Cobra? No, I think with King Cobra, the one with Vinnie Carmine Carmine Appice, whatever, and then he had the 3 dudes with the blonde hair. I think I had that album. No, that was World War III, wasn't it? No, but I will endeavor to check out. I'm actually going King Cobra. I'm actually going back and listening to old metal that I haven't really heard. So yeah, right into it. Right now I'm listening to at work. No, it's a lot of jazz and a lot of drum and bass because I have to and a lot of ginger. I got to kind of be cool because I got the service team right next to me. And if I play too much metal, they get sad. So I got to kind of be nice. So a lot of drum and bass, which they also hate because it's the same fucking drum beat, which I love. And then the jazz stuff, they also hate. They want to hear like 80s, like 80s hits, which I also play. But after a while, that starts getting to me, even though I was, alive in that era. Not really a question, man, but modes for metalheads changed my life. I legit learned modes from you alone, dude. So thank you, because I ended up being a much more developed musician from your videos. That was Matthew Lamont. Cool. I'm glad it helped. I mean, look, for metal, just for like basic metal, you got to know the modes and all of them. There's only 7. And after that, they repeat. So if you don't know your 5 pentatonic boxes kind of everywhere, because that's in case you're doing some wild shit and you brain fart and you're like, well, fuck, I got to come up with space. I got to do something, especially in the live setting. You can always just... Also, everybody likes this box right here, E minor pentatonic. The one behind it. So it's 12-10 twice, 12-9 twice. If you got a low E, it's... But if you're doing like metal-y jamming or whatever, there's a couple of cool things you can do in here. One of them is like you can totally chromaticize. And that's just... You can also dip back into this area. Yeah, on the B string, go to there. You got a little lick hidden in there. Then you can do your Eddie Van Halen stretch. And that's all from... And the reason why this Eddie Van Halen stretch is so important is because you're covering E minor pentatonic, and you're also covering E major pentatonic at the same time, kind of deal. And this note is higher than this note. Okay, so there you go. Another question. What size strings do you use and pick? Okay, the pick is the Gin Dunlop Black Ultex. It's the only pick I can really use. I love it very much. The strings are those D'Addario New York XLs, and there's an even better quality one now. I forget what it's called. It's like New York XLs on fucking steroids. I've got those. I got actually a YouTube subscriber sent me a pack of 10, and I love you for that, Mr. Campbell. So yeah, they're just, because I have got no gigs coming up, they're sitting in my little guitar box waiting to be used. Why isn't Tigger in this stream? Okay. If you've seen the photos on my community page, there's like an orange cat. That cat's not ours. That cat, he actually lives back over that way across the street. He can walk here in maybe a minute, 2 minutes. So he's not our cat. And he just comes over. We don't feed him. Sometimes he'll stay for an hour, 2 hours, and then leave. Other times he'll spend the night and wake us up at some fucked up hour, like, I don't know, 5:30. So what he does is our bed's here. He'll jump up. Might jump up on the windowsill here, or he starts with the blinds. He starts making a noise, and then I got to get up and let him out. But Tigger's not ours. We love him very much. He's just a friendly cat. He actually has visited when Alex and I were gone. He went and kind of hung out with everybody in the building. So we have everybody in the building. We have a Facebook group, and they were taking photos of Tigger in their house and that kind of thing. So yeah, we love him. We saw him last night. And yeah, he'll be around. He's always around. Okay, message retracted. Why were you going to be mean to me? Thoughts on Kiko from Megadeth? I don't know. What are your thoughts on Kiko from Megadeth? Look, there's so many good guitar players that it boggles the fucking mind. I don't know much, and I don't know enough about him to know. I'm gonna assume if he's in Megadeth or any of those top tier players are, playing, they're gonna be fucking badass. So yes, I don't know enough about him to make an opinion, but I can make a blanket statement and say something like, dude, he is fucking badass, and I love all of his 45s. Is what we used to say back in the day. He's cool. I guess he's cool. Fuck, I don't know. I don't watch all the dudes, I actually watch a lot of Vinny Colaiuta drum clips on YouTube, especially the Tumba from the Blue Note Chick Corea with Vinny on drums, John Patitucci on bass, and Chick Corea on keys. And fuck, how long is it? It's like a 12-minute jam, and it is fucking magnifico. Would you be willing to do that run up the bottom 2 strings from Spanish Fly? Yeah, I don't really know it. I think it's... Here's the thing with that. Hold on. Da-da-da-da-da. Wait. Yeah, okay. I think it's this. Look, okay, we'll work on the frets first, then we'll work on the picking. The picking's where I can't do what Ed does because I'll tell you in a minute. So I think it starts with, and it's all matches, I think. So we got B and G, or B and high E, 5, 7, 8 twice. I don't know how many times he does it. Then move up to 7, 8, 10. 8, 10, 12. Then you do a weird one. He doesn't stay in key, old Ed. He just says, fuck it. I'll just bring this whole pattern up 2 frets. And then he kicks back into A minor. So 5, 7, 8. Was it twice? Now, picking wise, and I'm not going to work on this because I'm never going to use it. He does down, hammer, hammer, up, down, up. You got it? Down, hammer, hammer, up, down, up. And I think you probably mute slightly, which just gives it that Spanish Fly effect. I can't do it. So there you have it. I noticed just from your playing in general and your hands with alarm, you don't really downtune, which is surprising for modern metal. Any reason behind it? We got 7 strings. So the lowest we're going to go is B. Our album was going to come out. Actually, it should have been out by now. But because of COVID fucking up our plans, we've had to cancel all of our gigs and that kind of shit. But basically, like 7 strings, tuned to standard. Like you will, I don't know. Maybe I'm an old fuddy-duddy, but like you don't have to go any fucking lower than a B. You know what I'm saying? Not only that, but me and Scotty both have trims, and he actually has the same exact guitar as this one. I don't want to go fucking with tunings. Like, I'm old. I'm impatient. I don't give a fuck anymore. So let's just keep it in standard. If you want to get extra chuggy, go down to the low B. But and it just means that you can jam with your friends, kind of a thing. Even though, like, the majority of my friends are in E flat, and they play 6 strings, so that's always fun. But there's no real reason behind it other than laziness and don't broke what ain't fixed. Don't fix what isn't broken. I'm perfectly happy with standard tuning. It was a dumb question, so I redacted. I've watched you for years. I'm a fan. Cool. Thanks, brother. You mentioned string brand. What gauge? Oh, so I think it's like the weakest shit possible. 9 to 42, and then a 54 at the low B. And you know what? That's exactly what fucking Meshuggah used. And if it's good enough for Meshuggah, it's good enough for me. I don't fall into that whole thing of like, oh, well, you're a pussy if you use light gauge strings. It's like, okay, I'm a pussy. What now? Can you play the intro to Tornado of Souls? No, I cannot. I don't think I can play any Megadeth. And it's not really because I didn't think their shit was complicated or anything like that. I thought like, I didn't like the tone of the rhythm guitars. I'm more into that Pantera-y. I'm a thrash guy, so even though, I don't know, I just find there's not enough distortion on their guitars. It wasn't my thing. But I know, like, Marty Freeman's badass. I saw Cacophony like 2 or 3 times. What amp are you using? Or is this a sound coming from an amp sim? No, the amp I'm using right now is this guy right here. It's called a Fender G-Deck. It is digital. I use it for teaching because it has two inputs, so your guitar student can plug in as well. And it's got backing tracks. And it's fun. If you ever want to develop your playing, just get on YouTube and just jam over backing tracks. And I wish I'd done that more. It's so hard when you have a full-time job and you come home and you're so tired that you have to take a fucking nap. I don't know. See, I'm not happy. Well, we live in a really small house. It's a 1-bedroom flat, but it's in the heart of Hawthorne, which is like the greatest fucking suburb in the world. My wife literally walks across the street to go to university. We've been here for 12 years. But I love it, but it does have its drawbacks. And that is I don't have my own dedicated guitar room. So it's like when she goes shopping, I got to like put all this shit together. And then when she comes home, I got to take it down. And so it sucks that way. So look, it'll be nice when we have a 2-bedroom house. We go back to the, okay. Where are we? Cool. Thank you. So yeah, it's a fun little thing. You can plug it. It's got like a direct line out, so you can plug it into a PA or some shit. It's good. Hey man, love your videos. Learned so much for you. Thanks. Thank you, Liquid Trolley. Eric Wilson, one of those. Jeff Rutland, you're a beast, dude. Was just curious. Your playing speaks for itself. Your lynch chops are amazing. Thank you. Thank you. You're a big Ibanez guy. Ever tried Jackson or any other metal guitars, or when you got an Ibanez? Was it the guitar for you? No. Not too long ago. Well, no, probably 5 or 6 years. I did a favor for a guy and was doing like Dean stuff for a little tiny bit. As far as if there was an endorsement involved, I don't know. Endorsements are probably great and all, but if you don't have any fucking money, and unless they're willing to like loan you guitars or give you guitars, what's the use in having an endorsement? So I don't have an endorsement by Ibanez. I'd love one. I'm not going to fucking lie. But I also have right now, I've got 2 universes. Actually 3 if you count the James Powell one, but it's so heavy and I don't like the pickups. So I doubt I'll play it live because I think it's 12 pounds or more. It'll break your fucking back, man, for a whole show. So, and you've obviously seen, hopefully you've seen I bought an RG 7-string that my friend Victor is turning into a Eddie Van Halen Bumblebee. And depending on how it plays, that may be my main guitar. And if we do gigs, I'll probably use the green guitar and the Bumblebee. But this one, and I got this off of Facebook. off a Facebook friend. It was weird the way the timing worked out. And there's a story about her on YouTube, so I don't want to get too into it. But this guitar here is the most stable, especially with the whammy. Love it. Okay, here we go. Have you tried the Katana series? Thoughts? Yeah, there's videos on my YouTube channel where I'm playing at Vic's house, playing guitar at Victor's house. He's got a Katana. And yeah, look, here's the thing. Like my G deck, the Katana, this guy, that guy, they're more or less all the same guts of the thing. And if you spend time with it instead of using a fucking preset, you will get the sound you want. So yeah, that's my little rant on I don't know, people being lazy. If you have any crazy stories about playing live, yeah. I got one, and I was playing in a cover band. So I'm playing in a cover band out here in Australia. And out here, the drinking age is 18. So you've got 18-year-old people going to clubs and bars and this kind of a thing. So we're playing, I don't know, something incredibly unfun to play on guitar. And this girl, she's about 18. She's wearing like a dress or a low cut something. So I'm playing, and she's standing more or less right in front of me, but she's looking at our singer. And she's standing, she starts jumping around, and her titty comes out. Now, so I'm playing, and my jaw's dropped. I'm not going to, well, I can't mess up the song now, can I? So I just keep standing there playing, looking at her boob, and it was out for a good, I don't know, it took her quite a while to realize that it was out. And you know, so that happened, that moment happened. I'm like, oh my God, had anybody seen that, or was that just for me? And I'm like looking around it, and our like our drum tech guy or whoever, like our roadie, I look over at him, and he's looking, he's like, yes, I saw it. And it was like, yeah. So that's a moment that me and that guy have forever and ever and ever. As for if there are any crazier moments than that, oh yeah, this was pretty bad. Okay, so I was in a band called Sinister Sam in the States. This is on YouTube. I can tell you the clip. We were playing a song called Tan Man Live, and this biker chick was in the audience. She's like, I will eat your butt on stage. And I go, excuse me? She goes, yeah, you can handle it. And I'm like, I don't think it's a good idea. She goes, yeah. And I go, fine, you know, whatever. So we're playing this song. I'm wearing a kilt with, I think I had on under, or it's either, I was either wearing a kilt or a skirt. But with this one part of the song stopped, and I turned around and I lifted up the back of my dress, and she was making out with my butt for like, I don't know, 5 to 7 seconds. It's on YouTube right now. If you type in Sinister Sam Tan Man V3, which I think is the third version of that particular live song, it's on there somewhere. I'm sorry. I hope my dad never watches this. I hope I never run for president of the United States. I hope none of my coworkers see this. But yeah, first time I got my butt licked, and it was on stage. How long did it take you to build up finger speed, being able to get the string crossing down? Like this way? That, like crossing down, is that what you mean? What I'll do is, you still jam with James Ryan? No, I don't. He's fallen off the faces of the earth. He's a busy guy. I don't even know if we're friends, to be honest. Okay. This is what I used to practice with the metronome when I was 18. So whoever asked that question, you're in for a very long time right now, because we're going for it. So what I did was, it doesn't matter whether you have a 6-string or 7-string. You get out the metronome, you set it, and what I would do is I write down what this exercise was called, and I'd write down the time of the metronome, like religiously. And you've seen this exercise a million times everywhere. Okay, so you go all the way up and you go all the way down. You shift up here, then you go all the way down. Okay, but what I did was I broke it down into 2. Go all the way up, and then, when you get up to here or whatever, just start shifting downward. All the shifting will either take place on the first finger or the third. Whoops. You do it all to a metronome. You do it religiously, and the stickler was, if you fuck up, you start back at the beginning of the first fret and just complete. I'm not saying start back to the very beginning. So what I did was I did 2 strings. The next exercise would be the other 2 strings. The next exercise would be the other 2 strings. Then I go back and I do the lowest 4 strings. Then I'd go back again and do the next, or the highest 4 strings. So I noticed while I was doing that, and I think this was around the time I was watching the Paul Gilbert and Ted's Rock thing, was that all the crazy jamming stuff was taking place like 3 notes per string. And I thought, well, I'll do that exercise and make it 3 notes per string. So I would have that strength. And I wouldn't use my middle finger. I would just use these 3. Let me grab my 6-string real quick, just to make it easier. I don't even know if it's in tune. I'll just grab the wife's Samick. If you work at Ibanez, send me a 6-string fixed bridge, and I'll play it in every video. Close enough. So then I go, oh shit, Jesus. So the exercise would look like this. Shift up, ascending, descending, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. You do that all the way up. You do it all the way back down. Whoops. Shift, shift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shift. So you're working on outside picking, whether you know it or not. Down, up, down, up, down, up. You shift here and you descend, and that's inside picking. Outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside, outside, inside. Do it to a metronome. Write down your time. Then you grab the next 2 strings, which is A and D. Same exact thing, up all the way down. You screw up, start back at the first fret. Then you do D and G. Then you do G and B. Then you do B and high E. Then you go back and you do the top heaviest strings. And you do the bottom. Because once you can kind of get the technical ability under your belt, it doesn't take too much to translate that to actual notes of a scale, that kind of a thing. So, and that's what I did for, I don't know, for maybe about 3 years. I'm self-taught. I wished I had a teacher. But I also had a father who was like all business and wanted me to be like a businessman or a sales guy like him, get into sales, and thought music was a massive waste of time. So there we have it. What do you think? We will hear any new Van Halen music? I don't care at this point because I don't give a shit. I think that they're old. I don't know. They're old like me. But I like metal. I don't know. I don't think they're going to top anything they've done in the past. I don't know. I don't know what to say that's going to be complimentary. to them because I don't give a fuck. Finger speed. Oh yeah, so yeah, you still would jam with James Ryan? No. Would love to see another of your diminished idea videos? I've done. I don't have any more. I don't have any more. I wish. Carl Cross, dude, you're an inspiration. Wait, let me give you nice jazz chords while I. Dude, you're an inspiration to me, man. George Lynch is the reason why I picked up a guitar and started to jam. You break down his vibrato and how he goes and how he does some of the pentatonics. Thanks, man. Yeah. Well, Eddie and George are kind of cut from the same cloth. They were around in the same era. And I like both of their playing. So yeah, I love that. It's like a hot rodded. It's blues, but it's hot rodded. You know, like that. Those, you know, that first Van Halen album that fucked a lot of people up. And I remember hearing Ice Cream Man and going, "That is nuts." Let's try it bone dry. Okay, 2 turns breath. So thank you for that, Carl Cross. That means a lot. Holy shit, haha, that's fucking hilarious, dude. Yes, it is. Did you happen to have a go-to tune that you would like to jam out when you first try something out? Yeah, if I plug into something, it's usually some sort of bluesy lick in A. And it's usually that. That as well. Those are all my little. Or I go A, D, G, E major with an A flat bass note to A. Just to make sure it's in tune. And then. Yeah, it's hard to play clean like that. Ooh, I do have that I want to show you. It's not complete. Hold on. Fuck. It's not complete, but it is a Brandon Ellis style lick. Ow! Woo! Okay, this reminds me of Brandon Ellis, and I feel like he's done it. So it's kind of, I don't know what the intervals are. I don't know what to even call it, but it's playing an E. It's like whole tone, but then there's a half step. You can even use F as well. So that's all whole tone. But then you go there. That's really hard to do with the right hand. I'd love to see Brandon do some fucking little tiny clips of you just doing some of that shit. Slowing it down just a fucking cunt here, bro. Yeah, that's where when it starts going into the that's fiddly as shit. Okay, so Brandon, I love you. You're the best. See, no, blah, holy shit, man. Do you happen to have to go to? Okay, hey, Volak Nergal's here. What up, dude? Congrats with your subs. Thank you very much. If you had the funds, what would be the other guitar you buy? Well, okay. So the other guitar I would buy would be, you've seen it before. It's the Loch Ness Green Universe, which has got the maple neck here. It's got the it's got the pyramid. I forget what color they are. I don't know, but it's Loch Ness Green. I think it's the only universe. It's the only universe with the maple neck. That is my holy grail, and obviously I will probably take out the pickups right away and put in bare knuckle Blackhawks. But yeah, that's my dream guitar. And once I get that, I swear to God, I will stop buying guitars unless I start buying the RG7s and then making them striped like Eddie's other guitars. So I recant what I said about stop buying guitars. Thanks, sick bro, you fucking rip. Thanks. I haven't played in about, I don't know, more than a week, 2 weeks. Anything else you guys want to know? Or bitty bada bing bing bang? I'll try to do the Nuno. Wait. That's all I know. Do you have a favorite Aussie song solo? You can play it. Yeah, it'll be bad though. I'll try it, but expect mistakes because I don't work on this stuff at all. But it's probably you'll know when you hear it. Wait. That. That's really weird because it's minor for the most part. That makes it Dorian. Yeah. Oops. Then you slip back into minor. Yeah, I love that. Let me see. Oh yeah. I'd love to do Nuno. I don't know any of his stuff. Like I'm done learning other people's shit. Sick man, thanks. You fucking rip. Thank you, dude. Lol. Always one more. Do you have a favorite, Randy? Oh yeah. Are you going to do any Nuno stuff? No, I don't know any of it. And if I did, you know what I'd do? I go to some other dude's page, watch them do it, learn it, and then pretend that I learned it or whatever. Man, I miss those deli creep days. Yeah, wait. Do I know you, Daniel Perez? Shit, that. You get everything.
Yeah, well, I don't know, because I think I left my list at home.
Oh. All right, my wife is home, so I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for hanging out with me for the last 55 minutes, 45. Unless you want to do talking, we can do talking for maybe 5 or 10. So I'm going to put this down. Nah. Really?
Yeah.
Cheers. Just come in when you want. The fuck? No, she said I can keep going. So I will do just that. Do you love that buzzing? Okay. Where are we? Let me read these things. Yeah, Nuno's a fucking badass. Maybe want to be a guitar player. Yeah, that one's good. I did. I'll screw this up, but I don't care. That's good. I learned it. I never did the lesson for it, but I will probably this week. I mean, watch the Joshua Jones one, or watch. There's another guy that does a really good job of it as well. Tooth and Nail Do It. Nah, I could. I haven't played that in years, dude. I tried. Did you ever have a point in your practice routine where you just mindlessly went up and down scales? Yeah, that's called every day I pick up the fucking guitar. I used to be with Lethal Creed as the road crew. Cool. I don't even remember them. Anthrax fan, 100%. I wish that other dude would quit. I wish they would hire me. I'd love to be on tour with Anthrax. What's that guy's name? John Denaeus? Quit, dude. I want to audition, bro. Yes, I love Anthrax. Actually, Anthrax Among the Living got me into thrash. Thrash is my favorite genre. Can you do some of the solo from Pantera's Walk? No, I cannot. Whoops. No Pantera Walk. Dawkins, can you play Lightning Strikes Again solo? Then the other guy. It basically means no. Yeah, it means no. Do you have a favorite Van Halen live or bootleg thing? there's just there's one thing I did. One of the I did it in a lesson a while back when I was at my in-laws, where I explained I'm the one. Yeah. That. Eddie Van Halen does it live. What else? Where you always a shredder? Did it come later? Did what come later? Tooth and nail. Yeah, I don't. Is that what you're talking about? Like, I don't know that anymore. I used to know it, note for note, obviously. There's the one part in the after the fucking. And he does something like, I don't buy it. Just go like this. I don't know if I buy. I don't hear that. I just hear. You could even cheat and go. As far as mindless is going up and down scales, is that pretty much how you get good at just free form improvising? Yeah, the key is because like, there's got to be somewhat of a time component. Like, there's got to be a timekeeping thing involved. So, like, at the end, you know how at the end of songs where the dudes are like, and just, they go off and they can, show off all their wares. You got to be locked into a fucking beat. So that's why I say the best way to get good is to find a backing track on YouTube, whatever key you want to work on, jam over that until it feels comfortable enough to where you can start practicing ideas that you have floating in your head. I can give you an example. Are you any good at cross picking? I don't even know I don't know what that is. Explain it to me and I'll say either yes or no. Cheers from Lansing, Michigan. Have you ever tuning issues that you could not fix on a guitar? No, not that I know of. But like this backing track that I always jam to, it starts in E. Yes, please, example. So it's an E minor. But you can also do more than that. You can play E minor pentatonic. You can play E Dorian, because when they go to that A, that works. So you can do E minor for fucking ever. When the A comes along, and then it goes to that fucking part where it's like you can do E Lydian. And then I've noticed, because I'm not advanced with theory or anything, that you can also use E melodic minor in that same spot. So you can use E Lydian and E melodic minor. And if you know what you're doing, and I don't, what I'm trying to say is that they both work. But it's nice to be able to, and also another thing that works is this, I think, is it called half diminished? Like the whole tone, half tone diminished? Look, let me play for a little bit. I'll stop and I'll talk and I'll show you what I'm doing. So just E minor. Lydian. E minor pentatonic. You can also use E Dorian. Now you can do E. That's E melodic minor. So it's good to be able to kind of just like experiment with maybe hitting a wrong note and then finding out what note to bend it to, kind of Friedman-ish, to make it sound right. But right now I'm not really exploring, but my favorite sounds are definitely E melodic minor, but be able to mix it in with E minor at the drop of a hat, which is hard. Is alternate picking on one note per string? Oh, no. I don't think I can. I haven't tried, but I'm not going to try right now. Cross picking the alternates is one note per string. The steep, like down, up, down, up, down, up. Down, up, down, up, down. Or are you talking whatever? Look, it's something I'll worry. I don't know. If it doesn't apply to like the music I'm writing or the band I'm in, well, I'm not going to learn a technique that I'm never going to use. What pickups? These are bare knuckle Blackhawks, and I've got them in the green guitar as well. This guitar stays in tune better. Good night from Virginia. Thanks for the hang. Anytime, bro. Yeah, I think I'm about ready to wrap it up as well. In fact, I'll put this down. I mean, we've had a good run, don't you think? So maybe I'll do Flying High again. Here's the thing. There's so many people doing lessons now that it's just like I'm copying others, you know, but whatever. Here, I'll get closer to this mic. Hello, baby. What are my favorite licks in general that you've seen from other players or you just come up with? Just my favorite thing in the world is picking every note, staccato picking, and muting the shit out of it to where it just sounds like. So any type of 3-note per string. I'm not going to be plugged in, but you'll get the idea. Just that type of, like just any type of tight muting. Love that. I love it. It's got such a percussive vibe to it. I've been working on a lot of 2-string triad runs through 3 octaves. Does the upstroke or playing backwards thing hurt your brain as bad as it hurts mine? Yeah. Inside picking, if you notice, if you pretend, if you've got two strings here, outside picking, you are doing, if you turn it that way, you're doing a figure 8. See it? See the fucking figure 8? Now, if you do inside picking, here are the strings. You're doing this figure 8, but backward. This one is going one way, and then the inside picking, it's going the other way. So I don't know if that is going to help you in any way, shape, or form, but I've said it. Now you have to deal with it. Now you can't unhear that. So in order to get to that point where it sounds musical, you just go up and down the scales. No, I don't think I'm a musical player or a lyrical player at all. Like, I'm fairly self-aware that that's really not my thing. I wished I was. And I think that would come more with thinking like a vocalist singing melody lines that are vocal as opposed to tearing it up. But I think I'm in some way making my 18-year-old self extremely happy by just going nuts. And I think in when I go see a band, I want to hear the guitar player go fucking crazy. He doesn't have to play the shit note for note. If he can do half and half, I'm more into that than a guy that can play note for note, because you got the album. He does it on the fucking album. Why do you need to see that live? But if he's into experimenting on the night, you might get, and that's why I liked Lynch live. Is that he did about half and half. He hit the staples, but he also opened up and did his own thing. So in order to get to that point, no. So yeah, Evan, don't listen to me. Do you use Mesa Boogie tubes? I don't know. I've got a Carvin TS100 100 watt power amp that's just been fixed. I don't know what the dudes use. I don't know. I would absolutely. My friend's got a Marshall 9200 power amp, and I used that when we played supporting Obscura last year. And man, he had so much headroom on that thing, and it sounded fucking. I had my Helix HD, not my Helix, but my HD 500 running through that Marshall power amp, and it was the fucking best thing ever in my life. You're giving this old timer hope. I lack speed in theory, but I can down any last tips for the road. But I can down pick. But I can down any last tips for the road. Yeah, just do what you can, I guess. Try your best. The uber fucking rad dudes probably practice and play every single day. Some of us can't do that. So just do what you can. Nuts is musical in my books. She just improvised sounded musical as fuck to me. Yeah, that's all I'm doing. It's just a bunch of Paul Gilbert-y style shit. Nuts is musical in my book. In my books. Yeah, Nuts is musical in my books too. Sub Doug, what's the hardest technique to master? For me, it's probably inside picking, or even I don't do legato all that much. So inside picking, like this, for me, I hate. Hate that. Alternate picking, starting on a downstroke. Yeah, that's kind of what I work on when I'm not doing other things. Is I try to work on my inside picking, because it's ass. So it's going to be different for everyone. Like I got a friend back home that I was in that Sinister Sam band with. He could that inside picking was his jam, and he could just do it effortlessly forever. Whereas me, I was like, I can't do it. Evan, started watching you in 2010. You told us all not to listen to much Kirk Hammett. Yeah, it's pretty rude. My guitar playing has improved since. Look, I'm trying not to. What good does it do to bag on another guitar player? You just end up making yourself look like a dick. So I'm really trying to either just distancing myself from talking shit about other, because it's an opinion. B, what's that gonna, you just sound like a fucking little bitch. Get down. Hybrid picking. Yeah, my friend Ben is great at that. You're awesome. Thanks, brother. Warren Zevon. All good. Lord Samuel the Omniscient. Check out Brett Garsted Dark Matter if you haven't heard it. It's a killer record. Yeah, Brett's awesome. Ben used to take lessons with Brett Garsted, so he's got his phone number and shit. And that dude, I met him fuck, so many years ago, and he still knows my name, which is, he's the best. Brett Garced is he's the man. Like, I've seen him support Virgil Donati's band out here ages ago. And he just rocked up. He just got out of a cab with his little like Fender amp, and he had like a soft case, like backpack case, came in, did his set, which was absolutely fucked up. Said hi to a few people, whatever, put his guitar back on his back, grabbed his little amp, and then just walked out, and you could see him. And he was hailing a cab. He got in the cab and he fucked off. And that's amazing. If you can do that, you're pretty fucking special. When you want to write music, when you want to write music, where do do program drums or anything like that? Yeah. When I write music, the drums and guitar are, because I know how to play drums, I kind of lock the two together. So I know exactly what I want from both. So there's a beat in mind. I couldn't just write a guitar. I would never be able to write a guitar riff and then tell a drummer, do whatever you want, because I don't work like that. I'm a bit of a control freak when it comes to music, to where I know pretty much what every instrument is doing. And I wrote 2 songs on this Alarm album that's coming out, and I just basically told them, do this. Like, here are your parts. I gave them very little room to be creative, because that's just how I write, because I did the whole Flat Stick album that way with a buddy of mine. And if you haven't heard that, Flat Stick Omnicore, it's on YouTube, it's on iTunes, it's on Spotify. Yeah, so the name of the band is Flat Stick. The name of the album is Omnicore, Omnicore. And it's basically me, a friend. We did all the instruments. I did probably 95% of the singing. And we released it. We made 500 copies on CD and released it out of the music store that we worked at. Ooh, I got a scab on my arm and I'm going to pick it. Let me see. Any other questions? Thoughts on Winger? Yes, I saw Winger on their first album, and they were supporting Mr. Big, and Winger's guitar tone was heavy as Pantera any day of the fucking week. I couldn't believe it. They sounded absolutely fucking monstrous. Brutal as shit. I loved it. I was also high, but so what? I'm not making that up. They sounded great. And I had that album. I like some of those songs a lot. Emergency's a great song. Heading for a Heartbreak is a great song. Some fucking really good songs on that album. I think Reb Beach taps a whole hell of a lot, but to each his own, Great album. I will never diss Winger. Any non-metal players you dig these days? Yeah, there's I listen to a lot of Steely Dan at work, and there's a song off of Gaucho called Glamour Profession. I forget who the lead player is on that song, but toward the end of the song, he starts jamming over some pretty fucked up chords, and what he chooses to play is so good. I think the Gypsy Jazz dudes are probably the most fucked up guitar players on the planet. The jazz guys, obviously the fusion guys. Greg Howe's he's crazy. But I like that. There's a video on YouTube of what's his name? Jimmy Robertson, Jimmy Rosenberg playing Limehouse Blues in a hotel. And the drummer's playing a stack of fucking phone books. Dude, like the Gypsy Jazz guys were doing fucking sweeps before. Man, they're all over it. And to be able to change keys when on chords, yeah, look, and not to mention that Gypsy Jazz, that shit is so happy. I love Gypsy Jazz. Jimmy Rosenberg did an album with an accordionist, And yeah, I used to listen to that at work. That's just, and they're both going fucking crazy. And it's just two dudes. It's, they don't need a fucking Kemper. They don't need a fucking pedal board. They don't need pickups. They just rock up with a fucking acoustic guitar, their accordion, and they're ready to rock. That's insane. But yeah, I love the gypsy jazz dudes. And then check on YouTube, Django's Tigers, those two new guys or newish guys. I don't know their names, but they're badass. I'll put this stuff in the comments below. So yes, there's a ton of non-metal players I dig. Do you think of a chord progression and then write a riff over it? No. Think of a chord progression and write a riff over it. No. And I also don't write things I can't play like on the spot. Like I don't use any sort of like program to map out shit and then practice to it until I can do it. I've got to be able to play it kind of right away. But the way I write also is, for me, it's going to be a lot of power chords, a lot of muted power chords. I love that. Like the Meshuggah album, Nothing. The EP, there's a song called Gods of Rapture. And in the middle, they got this dum, 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 dum. And then there's keyboards. See, I would like to use keyboards as that's where you're getting your melody, your melodies and your really massive chord clusters from. And then the guitar and bass is just like a really powerful bottom end yaga. It's just like that's where the power comes from. And a lot of that is locked in with the drums. And Meshuggah did it well on that particular song, but the band that I really like who did it amazingly is this French. No, they're from the Netherlands. They're called Textures, and they had an album called Silhouettes. And on that album, there's a song called Storm Warning. Oh man, that's the best. And every time I would talk to people, I'd say I'm looking for a band that's kind of Meshuggah meets Devin Townsend, and everybody's telling me, listen to Textures, Silhouettes, listen. And I finally did it, and I'm like, okay, I get it now. And I should have done this earlier on, but I didn't. So yeah, the flat stick stuff is kind of like Faith No More. I don't know. I just like muted power. I just like muted power chords to where you're muting so hard that the note starts to maybe go sharp. Like I'm talking aggressive muted power chords, and then any sort of and I like fucked up keyboard chords as well. I like keyboard stuff for like atmospheric stuff, and I like choir sounds quite a bit, or really good like synth pads that they give you the majestic stuff. So yeah, if you haven't heard Textures, Silhouettes, I'll say it another time or one more time. Listen to that, because that is the fucking, they're great. Winger was sick, Reb and Kip, mad talent. Yeah, you're correct. Greg and Guthrie, as in Greg Howe and Guthrie. Did they do something together? I'm not aware of that. Underrated guitar players, in your opinion? Well, I'm going to say Brandon Ellis should be on the cover of all the fucking metal guitar magazines because A, he's playing like death metal and his solos are out of this fucking world and his vibrato's fucked up and he's headbanging and shit. So he's got the stage presence. That's the guy. That's the guy right now. So yes, Dweezil Zappa is another fucking crazy dude that I don't think anybody realizes just how fucking badass he is. And he's fucking badass. He can do that economy picking Frank Gambale shit. He's a fucking, and he's playing like marimba lines or xylophone shit. So he's another fucking freakazoid. Yeah, Dweezil's badass. Yeah. Oh, okay, here we go. Wait, I think I jumped the gun. XYZ Inside Out was filmed down the road from me. There's still rocking cruise ships. See, I don't think I know much about XYZ at all. There's certain 80s bands that I loved, and then there were certain ones that, like White Lion, I hated them. And then, but I loved, the band from Europe, not Europe, but Ronnie Latecro was the guitar player. They had that song 10,000 Lovers. Tony Harnell had a fucking amazing voice. So yeah, with me in cock rock bands in the 80s, you either had to have a fucking killer singer or a killer guitar player, or I wasn't interested. And I know that Vibrato's, good or great or whatever, but he just reminded me of like some sort of Eddie Van Halen ripoff. Now, I could be wrong because I haven't listened to this stuff, but there was a band out in the 80s called Icon that I got into, and they had two albums. Well, two albums I give a shit about. And one of them was, I think it was their self-titled in 86 or 87 with On Your Feet and Under My Gun. I love that album so much. That Stephen Clifford, he had an amazing voice. He sounded like Kevin Dubrow, but with way better vibrato on his vocals and not annoying. But he had like a really gruff voice, but he could hit fucking high notes. That dude, Icon are great. I listen to them all the time. And then they had their album after that was called Night of the Crime. And they went a little bit more A&R friendly, I guess, or wait, AOR friendly, artist album oriented rock. But it's still a good album. So check it out if you're into that kind of stuff. But John Aquilano, I think is his name. There were two guitar players, and Dan Wexler. They're great. For that 80s hair metal, they were fucking great. I wished I'd seen them live, but I was maybe 17 at the time, and my dad was not going to let me see live bands by myself, which is whatever. Underrated guitar players. Any others that I can think of? Brandon Ellis, Joshua Jones, and of course you know who that is. Everybody loves him, and rightly so, because he's fucking badass. Hopefully he will move to, once all this COVID shit's over with, he moves to fucking Tennessee and starts doing stuff. So we'll see. I'm trying to hook him up with some contacts, but we'll see what happens. I can't force motherfuckers to do shit. I'm not saying he doesn't want to go. I'm just saying COVID has fucked up everybody. Have you ever heard the Zierler album, Pierre Nilsson? Ooh, on guitar. It's a crazy heavy prog metal waltz album. It's awesome. No, but I will absolutely give that a shot. Actually, put anything you want me to listen to down in the comments, or actually put the URLs in the comments so I can just click on them and listen. That would be great. I'd love to hear that. That Pierre Nilsson guy, he's fucking badass. I've got him on my Instagram, or I'm on his, and I love him. He's great. That dude is fucking badass. Yes, Dweezil is awesome. What was the first CD you bought with your own money? It's funny because I actually started buying CDs before I had a CD player. NWA, Straight Outta Compton, Two Live Crew. I forget what that was. I was into rap as well. Just any gangsta rap, maybe some Gary Moore. Now I'm just naming bands. Maybe Dawkins as well. I think I had about 16 or 17 CDs before I even had a fucking CD player. But I think the very first one might have been Straight Outta Compton, without a doubt, because I loved it. Fuck the police. Anyway, do you think you'll do any other Racer X stuff? I don't think I've done any Racer X stuff. I've done little bits and pieces. No, I probably won't, because it means that I have to learn it. And I'm supposed to be writing music for the other album that hasn't come out yet. So we're still writing. So that kind of takes precedence over anything. And for me to sit and learn a Racer X song or something, it'd be the kind of thing where I would learn it, I'd put it on YouTube, and then I'd forget it in 2 or 3 days. I did a lesson on Bruce's harmony part of Motorman. Fuck, that's so hard. If you want your brain to pop, find it on here. I think it's called, I don't know. I did it. Bruce's part Motorman. It's hard, man. It's really hard, and it's really not fun. I would love to make a living playing guitar. Well, you know what? So would I. Instead, I work full time like everybody. And yeah, that's the way it is. Not because of money. That's what I love to do. Same. I'd love to have, if I had my own studio and unlimited time and no money, but just enough to pay, the bills, I would just be cranking out album after album, and it would be weird shit too. Have you listened to Dimmu Borgir? Yeah, my wife and yes, I love, I don't even know the name of the song, but we every now and then I'll watch that show of them play live in Norway where they've got the full choir, the full orchestra. Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Yes, I like them. We call it Batman metal because it just sounds so majestic that, yeah. But yeah, Dimmu's fucking badass. Are there any songs you really like from Van Halen post 1984? No. Diver Down I liked because of Hang 'em High. The album 1984 I liked, Girl Gone Bad. House of Pain. I like none of the popular stuff. And Drop Dead Legs is great. Top Jimmy's okay. But Eddie started getting really heavy with that chorus sound. And I liked Van Halen during Women and Children First. That's when I thought they were like, I'm a metal. I like metal. I want bands to get heavier, not lighter. Do you miss playing with Sinister Sam? Yeah, 100%. That was easy and fun because we wrote the material. It wasn't based on so much complexity. Yeah, that was a really good time. I enjoyed my time in Sinister Sam a lot, and I was young. I had long hair. I was fitter. And yeah, it was fun to be in that band, let me tell you. So yes, I miss playing in Sinister Sam quite a bit. At what point were you practicing guitar the most, or did you have a specific amount of hours you tried to get in a day or week? I did most of my hardcore wood shedding between the ages of 18 and 21. And then that I kind of got my chops together from that. And then but all the stuff I learned is more or less off that Paul Gilbert Intense Rock video. And also the Jason Becker REH video as well. That's where he like with an A minor arpeggio. Like when that's to stop on the A here. That to me doesn't feel natural, but on the Jason Becker thing, he would go to E and back up again. That stays in time. And so his video totally helped me out with my sweeps. Also, I did a video on YouTube, a video called like A minor sweep and then some, and I do something where I go. So the first time you do it, that's A minor. Second time you do it, it's F major 7. And then I said on the video that I didn't know what this one was. That's minor 7 flat 5. Now that is the minor 7 flat 5 sound is amazing. So if you can find other people or talk to other people or look at other people on YouTube playing that or explaining it, That's a great, ooh, that is such a, yeah, that's a really cool sound to experiment with. If you can find a way to get some good patterns out of that, I implore you to do so. So yeah, Evan Archer. I was practicing guitar between the between the ages of 18 and 21. At these days, I'll go weeks without playing. But I also like it doesn't take me very much to get back into the swing of things. You know what I mean? Being 51 and living in LA all my life, I was lucky enough to hang out at the Hollywood Strip, seen killer bands, any bands you wish you have seen. Yeah, 100%. The band Icon, I wished I had seen. I would have liked to have seen Van Halen. I saw them on the 1984 tour. I wished I had seen them on the first four, but I was also young, you know. 78, I was maybe 11 years of age. Like I didn't have cool family members to take me to that shit. But I would love to have seen Van Halen. I would have loved to have seen Kiss, like maybe 1976. But all that stuff's on video now, anyways. I would have loved to have seen, Van Halen during the night, during Women and Children First would have been my ultimate. I would have, there are some bands I missed out on. I forget what they are now just because I'm on the spot, but I've also seen a lot of cool shit too. So apples and oranges. So me and you are the same age. That's what I said. Play with the A minor thing as well. Message retracted. Okay, look. This has gone pretty good. There's 15 of you. I've talked for close to an hour and 40 minutes. Any last minute questions you want to deal with before I fuck off? First guitar, Algae. I did a video on it. It's a Tokai Strat. It's green. It's actually at Vic's house right now. We're taking the EMG 81 out of it and putting in some sort of bare knuckles thing or something. And I also might be getting a guitar for a neck for that down the track. I would do a Shred Durst video. I don't have any plans for one. I know he looks different now, so anything where I have to like shave my face into that stupid thing, I'm not really willing to do that anymore. But he looks, I think he's got a full beard now anyways. But, you know, if I don't have anything in mind. If you want to come up with something, send me an idea. Fuck. You know how to get a hold of me. I'll put my email here. I check my email every day. Oh, and I have this week off, so I should probably mention I have the capability to do Skype lessons. I only want to do half-hour lessons, or maybe an hour. I don't know. I haven't figured out. I think we're going to do $20 for a half hour, 20 USD, American dollars for a half hour, $40 for an hour on either Skype or Zoom or whatever the fuck anybody has. Any underground bands you would recommend? Blunt Shovel. It's my friend Luke's band. There's some really good metal bands out here. But I mean, everybody heard of them. I listen to a lot of death metal shit at work, but I don't know. Wait till the new Black Dahlia Murder album is out, I guess. Ginger, I like, but they're definitely not fucking underground. Messages held for review. Do you think it's true that most of your sound comes from your hands? Yeah. Yeah, like Eddie Van Halen's always going to sound like Eddie. Yeah, I do think that. Why am I noodling right now? I'm all over the shop. Okay. Let me read these out and we'll get going. Any underground bands? No, I don't think so. No. When you're going to have your own BSB 7-string build? I don't know. I'd love to. I would love to. I wish, I'm not a business person, but I think that Ibanez could have done some really cool things and they didn't. But the cool thing that they've done recently is that 2019 green 7-string with the maple neck. That's great. I'd get one of those. And they also came out with an orange, like a neon orange 7-string with a maple neck. I would absolutely get that. And then you just chuck out the fucking pickups and put in your bare knuckle Blackhawks, which I will never not use. Kiss Meets the Phantom video was filmed at Magic Mountain. Yes, loved that shit. Well, 8 days off. Yeah. I used to go to Magic Mountain as a kid because I lived in Fresno, and which is a shithole. And there was a place it wasn't a ride, but it was at the top of this hill or whatever. It was called the Magic Pagoda. Anyways, I don't know why I loved this, but they had a black room made of carpet. And it was pretty big, and it was just like a strobe light. So you walk in, and it's just a fucking. And I would just do like fake karate shit with whoever I was with, and that was. But that out of everything, like the roller coasters, I loved the Magic Pagoda and that fucking room. Who would have thunk? Down the street, hardest song you ever learned? Probably some of the alarm stuff that I'd had to do live because of the time changes and that kind of shit. So yeah, that would be the alarm stuff. Otherwise, I'm a bit of a baby. Like if it's too challenging, I just say, nah, I don't. Fuck it. I'm old, man. I did all my I need to learn this and all that kind of bullshit back when I was much younger. Now that I'm 51, I don't care to learn anything over the top. My brother lives on the Gold Coast, and he's saying, not COVID, it's not even a big deal over there. And that it's not as bad as what they're saying over here in Canada. I'm telling him he's delusional. Yeah. Dude, there's in New South Wales, which is where Sydney is, they're like fining people $1,000 if you're out on the street just with your head up your ass doing nothing. So don't be a fuckhead. If they tell you to stay home, stay home. I'll tell you who are badass are the fucking Indian cops. They like in India, if you're out past curfew and they see you, they get out this stick and they just start fucking bam, 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 make you do push-ups. Like, don't fuck, like, it's one thing if you don't give a shit whether you get it, but if you're passing it on to other people, that's why they're telling you to stay inside. So we're pretty, we're doing the right thing. And to be honest with you, this wasn't too different to when it was normal, for me anyways, because I like being at home. I've got my Netflix here. I've got my guitars here. The fucking cat comes over. I'm that guy. I'm thinking of buying a Charvel guitar. Got any favorite Charvels? No, I don't have one favorite Charvel, but they're good guitars. So I don't know, get a San Dimas and whatever. I think Joshua Jones has what does he have? He either has like a black San Dimas with white pickups or no, I think he's got that. I don't know. Get a San Dimas. Fuck. I don't know. Don't ask me. Go into a fucking Charvel, Charvel forum and ask them because I don't know. I don't know. Charvels are good. All guitars are good. Colossus Wooden Ride. Oh, Colossal. Yeah. I remember that. I've been on that. What about you're about to enter hell and you have to impress Satan. What riff do you play? And no, I do not know Surreption. Through an amp, I played the beginning to fucking Gods of Rapture by fucking Meshuggah. Do I have an amp? Like, does hell provide me with an amp to play through? If hell provides me with an amp to play through, I'm playing that. I'm playing the intro to fucking Sergeant D off of SOD into any power metal bands. I don't know. Do you consider Vicious Rumors a power metal band? Because if you do, I'm into that. Power metal, I'm not a huge fan of. Like, no. I'm gonna say no for the most part. I don't like power metal. except is Manowar power metal? I like Manowar, but just like the older shit. But no, power metal is not really my thing at all. At all. I do like Queensryche. I don't consider them power metal. Yeah. Okay, look, we done here? Somebody give me the thumbs up and let's wrap this shit up. We've done well. A minute 45 or an hour 45. That's pretty good. I still got 17 of you here. And am I into any power metal bands? Oh yeah, I just read that. I think we're done. Anyways, I want to thank you for hanging out with me. The guitar playing was probably pretty bad because I haven't played in more than a week. Do this more often. Well, okay, I'll do one tomorrow. I'll just keep doing them. I guess if you'd rather see this than actual clip, here's the choice you have. For the next 8 days that I'm off, would you rather have live stream exactly like this, my guitar here, the amp there, the fucking microphone here, and we interact and I play? Or do you want video clips? Totally up to you. This is actually easier for me because I don't have to edit anything. It just goes up and it goes up. So, yeah, look, we can do them all this week if you want. Well, yeah, will I upload it? All I have to do is hit a button and it uploads itself. Every other day, one or the other. No, I'm posting every day. I could do a mix of both, or I could do set videos and then just one live streams that don't last for fucking almost 2 hours. How's that go? Let's chop it up. Let's chop it up. Okay, cool. Wow. Maybe I'm fucking sick. Anyway. Good. I'm like I said, I'm home for the next 8 days. I'm gonna actually try to get on Johnny Bean's show. I don't know how to do that though. But yeah, we'll mix it up. We'll do what we can. I mean, this poor girl out here needs to study, so I gotta be fairly mindful of that. But just keep checking on the channel, and if you see that I'm taking this asthma shit and fucks with my throat every now and then. Anyway, yeah, there'll be videos or live streams daily. So there you have it. We'll mix it up. Okay. Take care. It was lovely talking to you. And we'll see you tomorrow in some way, shape, or form. Okay? Oh my God, you got the Rona. No, I do not got the Rona. All right. Bye-bye.